Hi, and welcome to this quick micro lesson. It's a practical and quick tool that is going to help strengthen your work with refugees or other ORR eligible populations. I'm Carissa, and I'm an associate consultant with Solvera. Today, we're going to be talking about communication across cultures. And I want to begin with something very important. This lesson offers general guidance, not rigid rules. We know that people are individuals, cultures are diverse, and while cultural patterns can help us understand each other, they're never going to be a full substitute for getting to know that person in front of us. These ideas that we talk about today are just starting points, they're not final answers. So, much of how we communicate, the way we pause, gesture, make eye contact, express emotion, or move towards an actual topic, is shaped by cultural values that we learned without even realizing it. In some cultures, communication is direct and clear, and in others, messages are softened or delivered through context, tone, and more relational warmth. Neither one is wrong or right. It's just a different way of going about conversation and communication. You might hear some people refer to warm and cold cultures, meaning warm cultures tend to start with that personal connection before getting to business, and cold cultures lean more towards efficiency and task. These categories, though, they are broad and they absolutely can risk oversimplification, but they can be helpful as gentle frameworks. And they're not going to be that label that predicts something or define an individual. So, another example is silence. Silence can even carry a cultural meaning. A pause might reflect respect, not confusion. A stoic facial expression might signal steadiness, not disinterest. Communication isn't going to be universal. It's a reflection of what people have learned to value. But obviously, we know misunderstandings do happen. They often happen not because anyone is trying to be difficult, but because each of us interprets something through our own cultural lens. Imagine that somebody answers a question slowly. One provider might think, oh, that means that they're unsure, while another provider who has a different cultural background might interpret that same moment of silence or answering the question slowly as, wow, they're taking their time to answer, taking their time before responding, and that's a sign of thoughtfulness. Or imagine somebody is avoiding eye contact. We talk about eye contact quite a bit, but imagine they're avoiding it. For one person, that might mean that it is disrespectful. Another might interpret it as a way of showing respect. When we move quickly to interpret what something means, our mind is going to automatically start filling in the information with our own assumptions. So, noticing this can help us shift from automatic interpretation towards actual understanding. Communicating across cultures becomes much easier when we treat the conversation as something that we're going to build together, not something that we're steering alone. Instead of jumping to figure out exactly what the intention was or the meaning is behind something, let's slow down and get curious. This can sound like, for example, let me know if you'd like for me to go a little slowly or revisit anything that we've talked about. Or how does this explanation land for you? These invitations signal that the client doesn't have to match our pace or our communication style. There's room for them to show up as they are. And we, as providers, we as people, we want to be in conversations that allow us to do the same. Another helpful moment comes when we notice our own reactions. If we find ourselves confused, surprised, or unsure what something means, that doesn't mean that something has gone wrong. It often means that we've just bumped into a cultural difference. So instead of pushing past it really fast and trying to push past it and get through it, let's take a moment for ourselves to pause and recalibrate. A brief breath or a shift in pace can really transform the tone of the interaction. Flexibility also plays a big role, and we know that flexibility plays a big role in almost everything that we do. But some clients might feel at ease with warmth and conversational closeness, and others might prefer straightforward clarity. Adjusting gently to what the client needs or seems to need, not doing it perfectly, but intentionally, communicates respect. Across all of this is a mindset of cultural responsiveness and humility. We're not trying to memorize cultural traits or act like we're the experts on all cultures. We're learning with people, not about them. We're approaching communication as an open, grounded human exchange. Remember, communicating across cultures isn't about mastering a specific technique. It's about staying open, curious, and being willing to adjust. Thank you for watching this micro lesson about communicating across cultures. I hope that you're walking away with a little bit more information that you can use in your everyday work. We would love to hear your feedback, so feel free to scan the QR code on the screen. Thank you from Solera. We are your partner in Impact.